anyway, the premium zoos are still doing okay. Oh, there's Jello. Hello, Jello. What do you know? He's a bit of a ham, it looks like. He's gotta have the limelight. Oh, and there's Fry. Doesn't seem to miss his little buddy too much, or her little buddy. She was the female. That was kind of a bitch. But anyway. That green mushroom, that fuzzy mushroom split. Now I've got two. And that's cool. I'm still thinking about selling this rock because the red mushrooms just can't stand the light intensity. Candy canes are doing fantastic as always. They're huge in this tank. They love this tank, and there's new heads and mouths showing up all the time. This was a frag I made out of an ugly piece of one of my other colonies, and it seems to be bleaching on the top. I'm not really worried. I don't even think I could sell it. It's not very pretty. SBS up here are doing fantastic, most of them. This was the mystery frag. I don't know what it is, but it's got some really cool colors. It's like a peach with white, and I don't know, some colors I really just can't describe. One in the background there is doing fine. During the light time, their polyps aren't really out that much. Once the light goes off, the polyps really start coming out. Here is the tort. Let's see if the camera can get a good focus on that. That's a beautiful coral. You can't really tell the subtle colors, but it's got a green hue on the end of the stems. It's really nice. Here is a tricolor. Again, capturing the colors in the camera. I don't know how well they're coming through, but it's got a really nice light green with light purple tips. Purple stag. Just a frag of something. There's a green acropora. And they're all getting bigger. They're all getting bigger, and they're all encrusting very well. This is a yellow stag that part of it looks like it's bleached a bit. Again, I'm not too worried. I've got a couple other frags of it sitting around the tank that are doing a lot better. This peach cobbler looking one has seen better days. That's one of the ones that really got hurt by the extended light period, but it's slowly coming back. That one in the background I fragged up pretty hardcore and sold a bunch of frags, and it's already started coming back. This red Millie is doing really well. If you can see, it's really encrusting onto the frag plug there. The corals don't seem bothered by the diatoms. Like they will grow on top of them. They're not really a factor. It's obvious that the diatoms can't take over the corals, and that the corals take over the diatoms. So that's pretty cool. A small chip of the Monty fell off, so I just glued it onto there. Also with the micro bubbles, I've just gotten rid of those mostly, but what happens is the bubbles actually get stuck in the diatoms, and that's where I get all these little bubbles from. So once the diatoms are eaten with the snails and disappear on their own, all these little bubbles will most likely be gone. And here's my red acan, doing fantastic. Growing new polyps and mouths all over the place. There's Custard. What's up, Custard? Big happy yellow fish. And there's Tuna. Where are you going? Doing his thing. Bird's nest is doing good. As you can see, it's growing. The stilo cauliflower coral, it's got like a pinkish flesh with green polyps. It's doing really well. It's actually overtaking the diatoms on the bottom and the side, so it's doing good. That green guy's encrusting all over the frag plug. Don't know what's going to happen with him, but I'm kind of excited. He's pretty color. My green slimer kind of lost its color, but now it's coming back. Really subtly coming back. The polyps are starting to to turn green again. And I've heard this happens with Slimers sometimes when you put them in a new tank. They can take up to 5 weeks to color back up. Another Millie. Millies seem to do really well in this tank. This red Millie is doing good. It's got all sorts of new stocks. Green Favia. It's doing fine. It's got new mouths. Not a problem. Alright, Custard. That snail hasn't moved for a few days, but it's definitely alive. I keep poking at it to see if it's dead, but it's just kind of chilling. Lazy bum. Union worker. That one is doing okay. It's got a bit of bleach tip, but it doesn't seem to be bothering the rest of it. It's all coming back pretty good, so that's nice. This one's doing fantastic. I don't know what kind, some kind of Acropora. Just gorgeous. It's got new branches on the bottom there coming out and encrusting on the rock really well. This is a piece of the green Slimer because I was worried the other green Slimer wasn't going to make it. It seems to be doing fine. It's growing, it's just not coloring up. That's a piece of the, I like to call it the chocolate chip Acropora. There's my big piece of Monty Cap. It's doing fine, but again, it's got those stupid diatoms on it. A lot of them actually on that. And there's a piece of that yellow one I got over on the other side. It's kind of a branch that got knocked off, and it's doing really well. It's encrusting onto the plug. Yellow stag in the back, purple stag. And they're doing fine. No real complaints with them. And that's about it for the corals. I sold the leather, I sold some other ones, the green, the GSP. Just gonna probably rearrange this in a while, but I'd like to keep my hand out of the tank as much as possible. And let's go take a quick peek at the sump. And here we are in the fish room. You can probably see the sump a lot better on this camera because it's got a lot better low light ability. There we go, I've got the skimmer. I've actually got a hose going into the bucket just to keep it low. In case something happens, it overflows again or something, there will not be any skimmate. So that's that. Got my bio pellets, my carbon, my little cryptic fuse there. Sponge for quarantine tank is over there, and return pump. That's about it. Got my RODI fill in there. Fish room needs a little bit of a clean. I've been kind of laxed on that, but it's okay. And that's that.